Most people are in debt because they never learned how credit works. Now, your credit card is more than just a way to make payment. It's the key to building your financial reputation here in Canada. A bad credit score can affect your access to future loans, your ability to get your desired apartment, or even get a job, which is why it's important that you learn how to manage your credit card and how to build the credit score in the right way. And most newcomers make the mistake of either being resistant to credit in the first instance or jumping into it and falling into debt. And that's why today's video is all about showing you how it works. So let's get right into it. Hi, I'm Buchi and welcome to the Newcomer Series, where I share practical tips to help you settle in Canada financially and build wealth as a new immigrant. Now, in today's episode, we'll be covering Credit Card 101. What is a credit card? What's a credit score and why it is so important? How the scoring system works? Common mistakes to avoid? And practical steps you can already take to start building a good credit score from day one. First things first, what is a credit card? Now, credit card is not free money. Think of it as a short-term loan where the bank borrows you money to make purchases every month, but you are expected to pay back at the end of the month. You can use your credit card for groceries, to pay for bills, and even use it to get morning coffee. But the key thing to note here is that you are expected to pay back every month. So when you pay back, it comes at no cost. It shows that you pay your bills on time and you have a great financial reputation. But if you do not pay back your credit balance when it's due at the end of the month, it attracts interest. And interest rate on credit card in Canada is no joke. It ranges between 19 to 22%, meaning that it's coming at an expensive cost to you. So credit card is convenient but expensive if not managed properly. And not taking a credit card at all is even bad because then you have no proof of your financial reputation. While a credit score is a 3-digit number, usually between 300 to 900, this shows how trustworthy you are with credit. Think of it as your financial report card. When they pull your credit report, they see this 3-digit number that tells lenders, financiers, your landlord, if you want to get a car, whether you are going to pay back or not. And they form their decision to either grant you the offer or the facility based on what your score is. Here's the breakdown of what each score range means and what it looks like. So having a great credit score increases your chance to better financial opportunity, and a poor credit holds you back. So how exactly do you build a good credit score? First, pay on time. Clear up your credit balance on time every month. Now, even if you cannot pay the full amount, at least pay the minimum payment required, because one missed payment can drop your score and affect your credit record for years. The next thing is your utilization rate. Keep it low, maximum 30%, meaning that if you have a credit card with a limit of $1,000, your balance at the time your credit activity is reported to credit bureau should not exceed $300. If you have two credit cards, $1,000, $1,000, the cumulative balance on both of them should not exceed 30%, which is $600. Now, in an event where you need to use your credit card for payment that is more than 30%, always ensure that you already have the money to pay up the amount you spent almost immediately. For me, whenever I use my credit card for a huge transaction, I ensure that I clear it out within a week. That way, at the time that my credit activity is reported, it's still below 30%. So keep utilization rate low if you really want a good credit score. The next thing is know your credit date. This is the magic. You need to know your due date and your statement date. Now, your due date is when they expect you to have at least made minimum payment from your balance that was due. Now, your statement date is when all the activities that you've carried out within the month is reported to like the credit bureau. Why is this date important? Your statement date, the goal is for you to set reminders so that before the statement date, once you are familiar with the specific dates in the month that they report your credit activity, you always pay up and ensure that your credit balance is below 30%. So if tomorrow was like my statement date, I won't swipe my credit card for a transaction that is huge, even though I plan to clear it up within 1 week. Now, the due date gives you an idea of when you need to make payments on whatever balance you have. Having a credit mix also affects your credit score. Now, when you are comfortable with credit and you understand how it works, you can then try out other types of credits like a line of credit from the bank, getting a loan, financing a car. If you are able to pay on time for all of these things, it will definitely boost your credit score also. Now, it's important that I state it. Applying for too many credits at the same time would harm your score. Financing a car, getting multiple credit cards from different stores at the same time, because in Canada, all the stores or most institutions have some sort of credits that they are going to offer you. Be careful not to apply for too many credits at the same time, because once you put in those applications, it triggers ad inquiry. And when there's too many ad inquiry, that adversely affects your score. So pay attention to your payment pattern, your credit history. Avoid applying for too many credit cards at the same time. And when you're comfortable, take on other types of credit to boost your score. Now, it's important that I state this. Building a great credit score takes time. So do not expect that once you arrive in Canada and you pay your bills on time, 1 or 2 months, your credit score will just be so great. It takes time to build credit. They study your pattern on and how you use credit before you can be awarded a high credit score. So stay consistent and stay intentional, and your credit score is definitely going to get better. It takes 6 to 1 year most times, but follow these rules and you will definitely be on the right path to getting a very great credit score. The good news is you can always check your credit score. I use apps like Borrowwell. You can also use Credit Karma to check your credit score. Some of the banks also offer you opportunity to check your credit score from their app. So always check your credit score. I would advise that you check your credit score once every month. It helps you detect if there are any suspicious activity that might not even be from you, and you can already report it immediately. I will be putting a link to Borrowwell in the description. You can also use that if you're already in Canada and you want to check your credit score. Now let's get right into the common mistakes that newcomers make when it comes to credits. The first one is making only the minimum payment. Now, yes, why making minimum payments would help you avoid being flagged for late payment. It doesn't take away the fact that you're going to pay interest on whatever balance you have left unpaid. So always clear up your credit balance every month and not just pay the minimum payment. The next mistake that most people make is maxing out their credit card. Just because you have $2,000 card do not mean that you should use up everything. Keep your utilization rate always at all times. Getting too many credit cards from every store, or you pick up any raining card just because an influencer is talking about it. Limit your your number of credit cards to 1, 2, maximum 3. I currently just have 2 credit cards, right? Limit it to 1 to 3. So you understand how credit works, then you can start taking on other types of credit if you need to. But keep the number of credit cards that you use low. Don't pick up different credit cards from multiple stores that you do not understand. Also, being late for other payments like your phone plan, your utility, they all add up to your credit. So pay those on time. Set up auto payments with your credit card so that you do not forget and you don't have any missed payment reported in your record. And finally, this one is a very serious mistake: avoiding credit entirely. You need to use credit, learn how to use it the right way. Not using credit at all means that you're shutting the door to a lot of future opportunities. Some benefits, some financial opportunities will not be approved if you don't have a credit score or a credit report. So as soon as you arrive and you go to the bank, already apply to get a credit card so that you can start building your credit history. Now, this is something I thought to also mention when selecting the type of credit card as a newcomer. When I came into Canada, I went for point-based card. I usually would advise that as a newcomer, always go for cashback, because with cashback, you can utilize the cash for anything you want. Point-based card most times are tied to like the partner store, and you're new, you don't have an idea of where you'd settle down to eventually, or the stores that you'll be more comfortable shopping at. So it's usually safer that you go for cashback card, where they give you cashback for using the credit card, and you can use that cashback on anything that you want. Now let's have a quick recap. Your credit card is a tool and not free money. Your credit score is your financial reputation. Pay on time, keep utilization rate low, always check your score regularly, and know your key dates, the statement dates and the payment date. Avoid the classic mistake of missed payment, using your credit card to the maximum, and applying for too many credit cards at the same time. And that's about it on credit card. If you found this video helpful, do well to give it a thumbs up, engage in the comments, subscribe so that you don't miss out on subsequent episodes of the series, and most importantly, share this with others so that they can avoid making costly mistakes when it comes to building credit in Canada. In the next episode, I'll be talking about registered account, RRSP, TFSA, FHSA. What are they about and how can you use them? So you don't want to miss out. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time.